If you are single and miserable, I strongly recommend that you do your best to find a way to build your life into something where you can be happy alone. If the reason why you want to find a relationship is because you want to fill a void, I think that can be valid for a lot of people, but my experience as a man who lived a single life for 9 years is that I was happy and I was doing fine. And I see a lot of these people online in the self-improvement space. A lot of men are saying that, well, they're not really looking for relationships because they don't need one, because they're fine without one. This is also something I see in the porn addiction discussions, where there's guys who say that they don't want to find a relationship just to fix their porn addiction. Well, of course you don't, but that has never been the point. It's not about finding a woman to replace your porn consumption. Like, if you think like that, then you are thinking about a relationship literally only from the sexual perspective, and it's not exactly, that doesn't sound exactly healthy to me. So to all these different single men out there, I would like to make a couple of points that I have learned in my life, as I am now 31 years old. And first I was in a toxic relationship, then I was single for a long time, and now I am in a non-toxic, very healthy and amazing relationship. So in my first relationship, I was in that because I was young, and young men, they just want to find a girlfriend. It's the natural urge to find a girlfriend. But the thing is, you shouldn't be with someone who is toxic, even if you know they're a good person. You know, I was right that she was a good person, but she was really broken. And I kind of tried to fix her, but that's never a good idea. So don't get a relationship just for the sake of getting a relationship. You need to find someone who you can truly tell is a very good and stable person. That is the best thing you can do for yourself and for that other person. So that is why it is important to also go through being single. You know, there are cases out there where both people are very healthy and everything is like, they don't have issues. And then they find each other when they're young, they get into a relationship, and it just works. This is the same case with my parents, for example. They've been married since they were 20-something years old, and now they are approaching 70 years old, because they just didn't really have any major issues. But these days, a lot of guys and girls come from broken families. They have divorced parents. They don't have healthy relationships with their family or with friends. And everyone is staring their goddamn smartphones, and it's impossible now to have, you know, to meet people naturally. And life has actually gotten a lot more difficult in that sense. And that's why I think we have tons and tons of dysfunctional people. It's the same with all the guys who are addicted to pornography, which is why it's such a passion for me to talk about it and why I'm writing a book about it. Because by default, young men and young women, because of social media and this internet porn and all these things, are dysfunctional. So that's why it's so important for people to spend some time alone and find what is healthy. And I really hope that in the future in schools, the teachers will be teaching the kids about the perils, about the harms of all these devices and the internet and the social media and the porn, because we have no other choice. Otherwise, we're just going to have more and more dysfunctional young people. And then they don't get into relationships at all, or they get into relationships that are toxic and just not good. And these people, they don't even know how to connect. And it's just more and more divorces and more problems. And we're fucked as a society. One thing I want to point out as the last thing here is that when I see these guys out there who say that they don't need anyone, they are happy alone, I get that. I understand where you come from if you say that. But you are missing one point here. And that point is love. Because if you love someone and that someone loves you back, your life will be a lot better. That's the thing. It's not that, oh, I'm fine alone, so I don't need anyone. Yeah, of course you don't need anyone. But especially if you are into self-improvement, you say that, you follow these guys on YouTube who talk about how to be successful and how to do this and how to do that to become the best version of yourself, then you can't ignore relationships. You can't. Because when you have a healthy, loving relationship, you become better. You have a connection and a support like no other. You love someone and they love you back, and whatever you do, they got your back, and vice versa. And I just want to say this so badly because I understand where all these guys are coming from. I loved my life being single, but when I compare my life being single, where I really genuinely thought this, I thought, you know, maybe I will never find anyone, but I will still be happy. I always knew, you know, I always envisioned, I had a vision for myself in the future where I have a wife, because it just felt right to me. But I still thought like, yeah, well, you know, I don't need anyone, I'm happy. But now I look back, I've been in this relationship for a little bit over 1 year. So if I look back 2 years and I compare myself then to now, oh my God, I was so stupid. I was so stupid to think that, oh, I don't need anyone, I'm completely fine. Yeah, I was fine, but I'm so much better now. I feel so much better. I'm so much happier. So I just want to leave that message at the end of this video. Go outside, start some hobbies, go into events, try anything to find someone who enjoys doing the same things with you. Try to find someone who is a good match for you, because your life, you don't know it, you don't understand it before it happens, but your life is gonna be so much better. So don't ignore that. You know, don't live your life for decades thinking, oh, I'm just gonna build my own life and, you know, I'm gonna deal with these problems I have alone. Because your life could be, in just a couple of years, your life could be so much better. But if it is your destiny to be alone forever or for a long time, then that's also fine. You can still be happy. I think you just have to find connections and communities and do something for somebody. And don't worry too much. That's, I suppose I should say that as well. Don't worry too much. Don't become desperate to find someone, because you will, when you build yourself up to be a decent person, you take care of how you look, you take care of your fitness, and you have an open heart and an open mind, and you're kind to others, then there is a good chance that you will find someone awesome. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.